Security in our homes, our places of work, and also our vehicles is very paramount. It gives us a sense of comfort, makes our environment more habitable, and generally makes us even more productive. And this is our focus tonight. We seek to answer questions of what entrepreneurs are doing and putting in place to ensure our security. Good evening. My name is Doreen Bira. We've got quite a lot lined up for you. Let's take a look at the highlights. We tell you about a company doing the noble work of conserving the environment as well as its contribution to home security. We highlight a young entrepreneur bringing security innovations closer. We welcome your feedback on the show on our email address bf@standardmedia.co.ke or SMS 1841. Our social media platforms are displayed on your screen. You can also reach us right there. Business begins now. Business Beyond Limits this week highlights an entrepreneur who identified an opportunity from recycling garbage into building hardware. Many theories attribute the plastic menace to its affordability, usefulness, as well as availability. Plastic waste is ranked among the biggest environmental pollutants in the developing countries. The United Nations Environmental Programme, UNEP, and the Kenya Institute for Public Research and Analysis, through a joint report, recommended a ban on plastic bags with less than 30 microns in thickness and a levy be placed on thicker bags, but little has been done as plastic waste continues to be the #1 environmental pollutant here in Kenya and East Africa. Deep in Kariobangi, a few kilometers from Dandora dump site, we come across an entrepreneur whose journey in research enabled him identify an opportunity in plastic waste management and has since converted it into a business.
I have been in Kariobangi fabricating, doing some part-time business of fabricating machines. I used to make kosher mills, I used to make crushers, but I realized there was an opportunity and there was a problem. That opportunity was actually a problem, where there was a lot of litter in Kariobangi. Now, that litter, what came in my mind is that can that litter be used into something that is economically viable? And out of that, I started physically melting plastic into a mold. But as I went on doing that, I realized they were a bit weak, and therefore I needed a much stronger machine to compress them so that they could be much stronger. And that is how I came into also assembling extruders. And now it's turned out from making just machines to building a whole set of production output, which the extruder now goes a long way in giving us quality fencing posts and quality raising.
Initially, Agan Oscar took this idea as a research and eventually identified its economic viability. With a capital of slightly over 2 million, he established the Continental Renewable Energy Company.
We basically recycle waste plastic into building hardware. This is a process that started about 13 years back as a research, but it's now graduated into a commercial production where we gather a lot of what you call the plastic, and gather from various places in Dandora, in Kariobangi, and within the environment that we work in, which is quite filthy with a lot of litter and a lot of plastic.
Agan uses his own fabricated machines to turn plastic waste into useful materials. He has mobilized a group of about 30 young people from the vicinity who help him collect plastic waste from the environs. He pays them 10 shillings for every kilogram they deliver.
Whatever plastic that comes in here is crushed. Once it is crushed, then it is washed. Upon washing, then it goes into the phase of demagnetization, and it's dried. Whatever is dried is what comes out like what we can now see packed in the sacks.
The crushed material is passed on to the extruder, where it is subjected to high temperatures, ground to melting point. Due to the high temperature in the extruder, the molten material is extruded through the metallic molding pipes designed in desired shapes. The molten material is then cooled with water.
A lot of what we do here are used for fencing posts, or they could be used as what you call planks, which go into making outdoor furniture. Now, that goes a long way in saving our environment, because with about 40 tons a month, in a year we've got like about 480 tons, which is gotten out of what would be choking the dump site. Now, that is put directly into building hardware.
The business is on optimum productivity between June and October. During these months, people tend to have surplus cash, thus need to do secondary projects such as fencing. The business generates an average of between 600,000 and 800,000 Kenya shillings every month.
10 fencing posts that we make here go towards saving a cedar tree that takes about 25 years to mature. So with this kind of initiative, we see it as a way of, one, at some point we should be able to directly contribute towards low-cost housing. And secondly, we've also directly employed about 30 people, of which 20 go in as collectors, and the remaining 10 go in towards the factory process. If we have many of these kind of setups, then plastic should no longer be a menace to us. And it also goes a long way in greening, creating more green area where we can grow a lot more trees, or instead of just using them as dumping sites.
The factory operates 26 days per month and produces about 120 posts every day.
A 7-foot, which is the common post, a 7-foot, which is a common post, 7 by 3, goes for 490. That's a marked price, but it depends on the volume. If you are taking quite a lot, then we'll have to reduce that to give you some reasonable discount. And the good thing is that once you have this kind of post, you do not have to come back again, because they are not going to be stolen. The termites are not going to attack them because they are termite resistant, and you don't have to treat them like timber.
As in any other forms of business, challenges are many.
Space, as you can see, is a big challenge here. A lot of these buildings that we operate in were not designed for factories. And you got to do what we've done here to put up extractors. But if we were to do it in a much more spacious place, then we could have the 2 lines running concurrently, where we have the posts being produced and the tiles also being produced at the same time.
But for this entrepreneur, success requires one to go an extra mile. And what does he have to say to the upcoming entrepreneurs?
They can start small, like the way I started. Start very small and grow, and they should actually try and use their God-given ability. Everybody has a talent. You don't have to be trained as an engineer to be an engineer. Everybody's talented, everybody has a gift. So they should actually just use the little that they have and not fear to do the odd jobs, because it's very odd for a public health medic trying to go in to look for garbage. So if they are courageous enough, then they should take up the challenge of leaving their ties and suits and go out there and use whatever is available, which is a problem that can be turned into a business opportunity, like what we have done.
In the Emerging Enterprises this week, we speak to Kevin Masharia, a young entrepreneur who is taking advantage of the rising opportunities in Kenya, and he is now taking care of your home, your vehicle, as well as your work premise. This and much more coming up after the break. Don't go away.
Has introduced a new queue management system in its banking halls. The electronic queue management system, EQMS, will help manage customer queues in an orderly and professional manner. The bank's 2 million customers can now receive better, faster and more convenient services through the electronic queue management system. The system allows customers to access KCB services and receive personalized attention in a comfortable environment.
We're able to manage the queue. The client is able to pick a ticket from the equipment and the machine that we have, and is able to be directed to whichever place he needs to go and get his service. The waiting time is properly managed, and he's able to sit as he waits, or he or she waits for the service that they require from the bank.
The introduction of EQMS comes after KCB launched yet another internal customer service charter that seeks to further develop best practice in customer service across all its branches.
This is part of our overall focus on customer leadership and giving great customer experience to all our customers. This is just part of it. So we are, as a bank, we're fully committed to giving great service to our customer. Customer first is our first value, and we are embodying this value in everything that we do. So the queue management system that we're installing is part of that journey of ensuring that we really give our customers a wow experience.
KCB Group is the largest bank in East Africa with an asset base of 369.5 billion Kenya shillings and has a presence in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and South Sudan. Security incidences have been on the rise here in Kenya and the rest of the world. This phenomenon has exposed our homes, workplaces, and even our cars to constant danger, thus a need for innovative ways to combat it. Meet Kevin Masharia, a university student and entrepreneur behind Sunrise Tracking, a security company established 3 years ago here in Nairobi to provide security solutions for homes, offices, and vehicles. We were curious to find out what drove Masharia to establish this business.
In Kenya and globally, actually, as a matter of fact, there's that need for making security to be paramount, yeah? Because actually, in all sectors, security is a matter of urgency. So I decided to come up with this company to enable Kenyans, and by extension, anyone in the world, to access products, security products, which are, by one way or the other, can be able to assist in terms of locating the vehicle, knowing where the vehicles are, or even like for building purposes, you can be able to have the security gadgets. We can be able to act as surveillance and be able to monitor the activities that are happening within the buildings.
Inspired and with full intention to succeed, Masharia pooled a few resources, starting his business with a capital of only 30,000 Kenya shillings acquired through savings. It was, however, not easy to penetrate the market due to competition from well-established companies in the same field. The business provides unique solutions for homes and vehicle security.
We are using some of the best sophisticated machines, and another thing is that our system comprises of more than 3 modules, unlike other companies which are using only 2 modules. Our system comprises of the GSM, the GPS, and the GPRS. So with the 3 modules together, you can easily be able to perform or perfect any aspect.
Sunrise Tracking has gone far and beyond to source for modern security gadgets with unique features, and this has enabled them compete in the market.
We already have a system that in case the vehicle is ignited on, the owner of the vehicle can always get an alert through SMS, an instant alert to notify him or her that the vehicle has been ignited on and it has been switched off.
The car security device offered by Sunrise Tracking Company offers unique features, enabling users to monitor and control their vehicles from any location through mobile phones or internet-enabled computers.
We have a good number of features, from locating the vehicle through your handset. Just use your handset to call the mobile number, the tracking number, and then you get a link back. When you open the link, you'll be able to see where the location of the vehicle. Still on the same, you can also be able to get alerts based on speed. Probably if you set the speed limit of a vehicle to be 80 kph, in case the driver goes beyond the specified speed limit, you'll get the speed violation alert on your handset instantly, and also with the location where the vehicle is, and also the speed that driver is driving at.
The device uses the GSM SIM card to relay relevant information and can be fitted in secure places where the car owner only knows. Locations are determined by a separate component within the device that uses GPRS to give the exact physical locations. More than one device can be fitted in one vehicle to maximize on security. This tracking device provides a unique solution to car theft. In such cases, car owners are able to receive notifications when unauthorized persons ignite their vehicles or stop a moving vehicle by sending a command through a short message, which in turn cuts off the fuel supply, bringing a vehicle to a complete stop. Sunrise Tracking has grown rapidly and is attracting a good number of clients from the corporate sector as well as individuals. The proprietor tells us that despite the huge competition, returns are something to be admired.
The company has been doing well for the past 2 years. We have gradually moved from probably the one office that we started with, and we have managed to open other branches even in 2 different regions. Currently, as we are speaking, we have five locational offices with our company.
Macharia has proved that to start a business, one doesn't need to have millions, but with the right idea and determination, success is definite.
With that, we've come to the end of this edition of KTN's Business Focus. I hope you've learned something about security, your home, as well as your workplace. One thing I would like to say is that united we stand. And for Kenya, this has been possibly the longest week we have had in such a long time. But life has got to painfully move on. My name is Doreen Bira. For your feedback, you can reach us on our email address, bf@standardmedia.co.ke or SMS 8041. You can also reach us on our social media platforms, our Twitter page at KTN Biz Focus and on Facebook, Business Focus. Until next Thursday, God bless you all, take care of yourselves and remain vigilant.